Hey guys, and welcome back to the Accumulation Zone. Today is the day where I can finally reveal the ICT All-in-One Indicator. Just yesterday night I pushed another update, fixing some little bugs. So for example that the indicator is also available on the higher time frames previously that wasn't available. And yeah, the reason why I created this indicator is because I wanted to have more consistency with my analysis, and also because most traders don't have a premium subscription here on TradingView, and they can't have a unlimited amount of indicators on their chart. And yeah, for the reason of consistency with my analysis or with the drawings that I have on my chart, without having to have 100 or 200 of lines somehow sorted in my object tree. Right here, for example, on my old ES1 chart, you can see the entire object tree, calendar week 43, with all these drawings stored in them. You can do this as well, but I don't know, I've been doing it for the last couple of months, and I just think this is much easier. So switching over to the to the December contract, opening the ICT All-in-One Indicator. And the way I designed it, I really designed it to work for me. My needs basically. And what was really important to me is that I don't have to scroll through all of these different indicator settings. That's why I designed the control panel right here. And with this first control panel, I can control my entire chart layout. So all I have to do is turn on the previous day, previous week high and low, the daily divider. I want to see the days of week, Sundays, the midnight open, the 8:30 open, the daily open. Let's also look at new day opening gaps. Now we're going to look at that later on. So let's just wait for the indicator to load up. And there we already go. Didn't have to wait very long. And like this, our analysis, our chart layout is already more consistent without having to do any drawings. Right here we have Sunday open, Sunday's price action until Monday midnight. We have our previous day's high, previous day's low, marked out with these orange lines. We have our previous week's low and previous week's high, marked out with our red lines. Currently, we had a pretty bullish week. We opened up on Monday, took out Friday's high, retraced. We took out Monday's high, retraced. We took out Tuesday's high, pushed up on Thursday. We already took out Wednesday's high. And now we also closed above our previous week's high, which would be a high of Tuesday. And like this, all your analysis is in one place. If you want to hide it, all you have to do is simply go over to your control panel and turn it off. This way you can quickly turn on and off specific settings with the ICT All-in-One Indicator. If you only want to see the daily dividers and, like for example, these three key levels, like the midnight open, the daily open and the 8:30 opening. This way I don't have to do much drawing when I'm on the live stream, and yeah, it's easily accessible to me. If I want to see it, I can quickly turn it on, use the VWAP. Let's turn on the new week opening gap and the new day opening gap as well. Let the indicator load here for a second, and it should be on our chart right away. I think that's a really powerful tool, especially if you're on your phone. Let's say you're out with a couple of friends or you're sitting at the beach and you just want to check the ES chart or the NQ chart or whatever chart really with ICT Concepts. It's always, or I always have the struggle. That's why also I created the indicator to go on my phone and draw a perfect horizontal line. Okay, yeah, here's the previous week's high. It's really an issue. But now, if I have the ICT All-in-One Indicator on my chart, on my phone even, all I have to do is open up the control panel and I have everything at hand. Even if I want to see the regular trading hours opening gap, I just have to activate it. And in a couple of seconds, I see it on my chart. Right here, we have Thursday's regular trading hours opening gap. The 9:30 opening, yesterday's 4:30 p.m. close, creates our regular trading hours opening gap. Really, really cool. And yeah, all you have to do, go into the control panel and turn on and off whatever you want. If you want to see the standard deviations based on 20 years of historical data, all you have to do, turn it on, wait a couple of seconds, and then you get the standard deviations based on 20 years of historical data. We already hit the positive 0.5 today on Thursday, the positive 1.0, and already the positive 1.5. And likely up here somewhere we might have even gotten a 2022 model. No, not really. We got our market structure shift, but confirmed too late. Anyway, that's not the point I want to make in this video. You can just see how smooth this is. I really enjoy using it. I mainly created it out of my own need, and I think there's also some value for all the other accumulation zone members or people who just want access to this easy charting tool. Alright, so this is everything regarding the chart layout. If you want to modify any of these settings, you just scroll down. You can change the color of the daily divider, you can set a specific time, you can change the color of the previous day's high, previous day's low, you can change the color of the weekday label, the VWAP. You can, for example, modify the Sunday time. If you don't want to see it, you can simply turn off Sundays right here and you don't see Sundays. We have the midnight opening right here. You can also, for example, use the 1 a.m. open if you want to see that one. I just have the default settings set to the New York local time midnight opening. If you want to see the history, you turn on this button. If you want to see the midnight label, you turn on this button. Same goes for the 8:30 and the daily opening setting. And I think then we are already done with that. The new day opening gap and new week opening gap settings are a little bit further down. Where are we at? Right here. New day opening gap, new week opening gap. You can see the consequent encouragement. You can choose how many new week opening gaps you want to see by modifying this input. You can also extend the old new day opening and new week opening gaps to the right. So you can see if we might reference an old new week opening gap without having to draw them all on your chart. So now let's take a look at the control panel regarding the ICT concepts. First of all, I included multi-time frame volume imbalances. So I also included multi-time frame fair value gaps just to complete it. Let's say, for example, you want to quickly look for a daily bearish fair value gap. All you have to do is scroll down to the multi-time frame fair value gap settings. You turn on daily, extend fair value gaps to the right, and then you see here on Thursday we hit a old daily bearish fair value gap right all the way over from Wednesday, Thursday last week without having to switch time frames. And if you don't want to see it anymore and you know, okay, right now we're inside the daily bearish fair value gap, you simply turn it off again and your chart's clean. You still have your previous week's high, previous day's high, new day opening gap, midnight open and 8:30 open on your chart. If you don't want to see that, you can simply control all that from your chart layout control panel. If you want to see SMT divergences, all you have to do is click on that. If you want to modify the settings, scroll down almost all the way to the bottom to the SMT divergence settings. You can choose a specific pair. You can set a specific look back, change the color for the SMT divergence. What else do we have included? We have a power of 3 indicator right here. Give it a little bit to load up. And if we go to the settings, we can also choose what we want to see. So this is our daily candle right now. That's mostly what I use. You can also display more than one candle. So let's say you want to see the most recent, I don't know, 3 or 5 daily candles for the entire week. You can also do that if we zoom out here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we already have our entire overlay. Let's wait for the higher time frame indicator to load up. And right here, this is what our current daily candles look like for the entire week. You can modify how far you want that apart from your current chart. So if you decrease the distance down to 20, it's closer to the current price action. But mainly that only is beneficial if you, let's say, you're on a 1 hour time frame and you want to see the daily time frame candles. That's what it looks like. If you're on the 1 minute time frame and you're just scalping on a 5 minute time frame, really you don't need much more. You would maybe choose a lower time frame. You can choose whatever time frame you want. Let's say, for example, the 1 hour time frame, last 4 candles on the 1 hour time frame. Let's wait for the indicator to load up. There we go. So the last 4 candles on the 1 hour time frame look exactly like this. We do not see any bullish value gap that we could potentially retrace into after we got this wick. Even right here, no 1 hour bullish value gap anywhere, and all we did was sweep sell side. And that's pretty cool. So we also have the power of 3 concept included in this indicator, SMT divergence. You can turn on kill zone boxes and kill zone backgrounds. Let's wait for that quickly to load up. And then your chart is going to look like this. Let me zoom out here so we get a good idea. So right here you get either backgrounds or specific boxes that's drawing a kill zone session. Let's say, for example, the Asian kill zone from the low to the high. So you can choose basically between a background or a box. Right here we have the London kill zone. If we go back, we have London and Asia. And to modify the timings, right now we have that daylight savings time issue with London. All we have to do is scroll down to the kill zone box settings, turn on the New York kill zone, modify the timings. So right here for the background, the London session would start at 3 a.m. and end at 6 a.m. We put that in here. We can enable or disable any specific session. We hit OK. We wait a couple of seconds and we have all that on our chart, just like that. And if we zoom out or maybe go to a higher time frame, let's say the 1 hour time frame, we can take a close look of how the week really played out. Monday opened up, we took out Friday's high, we have our sessions right here without having to do any drawings at all. You can go back to the last week, okay, new week opening gap, we played around it for a pretty long time. Our previous week's low kept on holding support, whatever you want to do without having to control hundreds of different lines inside your order book. Really simple, really great tool. Okay, so now we talked about the kill zone boxes and the kill zone backgrounds. The last control panel that we have available would be the market structure control panel. I'm working on adding more stuff here, like a breaker block and order blocks and all that stuff. For now, it's kept very simple. You can, for example, see higher highs and higher lows being displayed on your chart. For market structure, if you also want to see the visualization of that, you simply enable the zigzag. You can also enable breakoff structure and market structure shift. Then you, for example, see market structure shifts when they happen. If you want to see that, if you prefer doing that manually, you can also do that and turn it off. And this way you see current market structure on a 1 hour time frame. And like always, if you want to modify that, all you have to do is scroll down to the market structure settings. You can choose a specific length for a look back to look for highs and lows. You can modify the color. You can specify the break of structure confirmation based on wicks or candles. And also the color. Very simple. What else do we have included? Right now I removed the ICT macros because it really slowed down the indicator. And you also couldn't look at it on a higher time frame. I'm working on a fix. This is still the alpha version of the indicator, but still already, like it is right now, I think it's really powerful and can be a really handy tool to have. Once again, especially if you're on your phone and you're out, you just want to look at your charts without having to do all these drawings. Of course, you can also still use the drawing tool if you want to, but I don't know. I've been drawing for the past year, and now I finally coded already some of the indicators that are included inside the ICT all-in-one, like the multi-time frame volume imbalances, one of my very popular scripts for free available on TradingView. And the Session Pro, that's the main component for the previous day's high, previous week high. Then I started working on the new day opening gap and new week opening gap, added the key levels like the midnight level, daily opening, and the 8:30 opening. So it really just, started adding up, and then I decided to combine them into all-in-one indicators because many of my friends, they don't have a premium subscription, and they are always annoyed that they have to remove one indicator and to add another one, and that's really not what you want. So now here you have it. You simply open the settings and you have basically all of the ICT concepts at your disposal. You can simply enable and disable specific settings, switch between time frames, and have a very easy time doing all your analysis. Previous week's high, 8:30 open, midnight level, previous day's high. We can turn on our kill zone boxes. Right here, kill zone box. Let that load up. Right here, for example, during the London session, we caught that live earlier this morning on our Discord. We talked about the Asia session low being taken right here. So here we have our Asia kill zone box without having to draw or even know that we have the Asia kill zone box below. Here we had trendline liquidity. We took that sell side. We had SMT divergence with NQ as well. You could also use the SMT divergence concept right here in the second control panel about the ICT concepts. You just have to make sure that you choose a specific look back. So I usually have it set to 3, but that might not be enough to detect this SMT divergence. You would have to use a bigger look back, like for example for this one 73 candles. Then it would detect this SMT divergence. But I'm only worried, or I only want to see these small SMT divergences, like for example if NQ didn't make a lower low here. Let's actually turn it on here very quick. SMT divergence, let's see where we had the last one with the length of 3. Right here we had a bearish SMT divergence. Here we had a bullish SMT divergence with NQ. Here we had a bearish one, and here we have a very major bullish one, another bearish one. Yeah, just good to see, and you could use any of the charts you want to compare to. So if you want to compare EU with DXY, you can do that same thing. London session right here. This one unfortunately isn't detected because the period is not long enough, but it's just an indicator. It's also limited, but it's still cool to have all these concepts at your disposal. We took out the low. We had a immediate reversal back up. We talked about on the Discord seeing a potential inversion head and shoulder setup. We filled bullish value gap right here and up here. We kept holding to deliver into the Asia session high with equal highs right up here, and we continued actually forming the low of the day here paired with SMT divergence on ES. Today we took out the previous week's high, and from here on all we really did was continue to expand. Really bullish day today, and yeah, I hope you liked the introduction to the ICT all-in-one indicator. Really all you have to worry about is the settings. You have to adjust them once, and then you simply save them as a template, and yeah, then you load it up on ES and all your analysis is done for you. All your chart layouts, you don't really have to worry about much anymore. You can go back through time. And this is our web shop where you can get access to the ICT all-in-one indicator, or you can simply sign up to our VIP membership where you also get access to the ICT all-in-one indicator, live stream access, and many more things. You get live stream access, you get access to my trade ideas, to my daily tape reading, you get access to the Scalper Pro indicator, which is also a very powerful indicator. It actually ended up making me 11% profits, or 11R, on my Apex funded account. Really nice, at only $59 per month. There's also a 10% discount going on for the ICT all-in-one alpha indicator, 10% by using the code ASET. Beginning of the alphabet and the end of the alphabet. ASET. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching the introduction of the ICT all-in-one indicator. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you in tomorrow's live stream. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.